There is a story going round from the celebrated actor Hugh Grant that he'd been put up as being the next Doctor Who. That's a children's serial over here in the United Kingdom that was very popular, particularly when I was a child in the 70s and 80s, all that sort of stuff. But now they're looking for a brand new Doctor, and apparently Hugh Grant was top choice. But now he's squashed those rumours. Who has been spreading these rumours, and more importantly, what's the true story behind that potential leak? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Nice to see you this morning. Cloudy, dusty sort of day so far, but you know, we'll battle on. I told you I might be able to lose this coat very soon. Fed up of wearing this now. But as ever, we have an interesting entertainment story for you today. It all centres on Hugh Grant. Now, I've known Hugh many years. In fact, I interviewed him the first time over at Claridge's when he had a movie out with the Sex and the City star, Sarah Jessica Parker, called Words and Music. He was a bit grumpy at that particular period. I think it was just after that divine intervention period, if you get my drift. And more importantly, I think for Hugh Grant, you know, that's really what he was known for until he rehabilitated himself with some serious roles, and more importantly, recently starring in a major TV drama for the BBC, all about the disgraced Liberal MP, Jeremy Thorpe. This is when we recently met. And again, he was brilliant in that role because for those that kind of lived through it, you remembered the scandal, and I think more importantly, the headlines that it created, which would be all over social media today. But now, Hugh Grant apparently was in the running to become the next Doctor Who, taking over from Jodie Whittaker, the Huddersfield lass who's failed really to ignite that particular TARDIS around the world, and it is really all about sales. And the reason why they were very keen on Hugh Grant, let me tell you, is because they need to sell the show around the world. That's really what makes the money. You know, these TV markets are the ones that, you know, even if you just dub it in another language, you can still make a lot of money from it. But more importantly, Hugh went quiet and then decided that he didn't know where the rumours had come from. Let me tell you, Hugh, because it's always good to clear these things up, even for you. The story really centred on the fact that the BBC, I've been told, particularly BBC Cardiff and studios who make the show, were very keen on an international, instantly recognisable name. And there's truly none bigger than Hugh Grant. He shot to fame, of course, in the 90s by dating safety pin model stroke actress Liz Hurley, professional bikini wearer, and basically having snaps taken by her very beautiful, if rather confused looking son. But we'll just leave that there. Now, Hugh himself apparently, as I say, was the number one choice, but according to a good mole, and as ever we have to say allegedly, it could be something to do with Hugh's political stance on many things. Simply because with Hugh Grant, apparently he's not too frightened to let his political leanings be known. We know, of course, he's been very, very outspoken about the hacking scandal, and recently was able to take pictures with a few protesters in Parliament. Not quite sure what side of the government he leans on. One would, of course, assume, being a multi-millionaire, that he might have been Conservative, but looking at his Twitter feed, perhaps not. But you often find that with mega rich people, don't you? But moving forward with the Doctor Who saga, where is it at? Hugh says he doesn't know where it's come from, but he wouldn't rule it out. The BBC so far have refused to confirm if negotiations are going any further. Either way, it could be some time before we find out exactly whether Hugh will be taken inside the infamous TARDIS. As I often say here on the show, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.